Cross double crochets are one of my favorite techniques. So let's talk about how that happens. Normally, my next double crochet would be worked here, but for a cross double crochet, I'm going to skip that stitch. And depending on the pattern you're working, it'll tell you how many stitches to skip. So in this instance, I'm doing a simple 1x1 cross. I'm going to skip one. I'm going to double crochet in the next stitch. Every pattern will express this differently. The way my patterns phrase it is work behind stitch just made and double crochet in the skipped stitch. So I'm going to work behind, insert my hook into the skipped stitch, and work a regular DC. And it's really that easy because there we go, that's my little twisted stitch. And it's all the same stitches you already know how to do, it's just working them in a slightly different order. You can cross in front as well, and in that instance, we're again going to skip a stitch, insert our hook into the next stitch, and now, for my patterns, it would say something like working in front of stitch just made, double crochet and skip stitch. So before we worked behind, now we're going to work in front. There's that skip stitch. I'm going to insert my hook and work a regular DC, the same DC I always work. And there we go, I've got my twisted stitch. And you can see how it's heading in the opposite direction as the previous stitch, which is really fun if you're creating all sorts of different stitch patterns and you want to play around with it a little bit. What happens if you're skipping more stitches? Let's say this is part of a lace pattern. I have you chain 2 and skip 1, 2, 3 stitches. So the first half is pretty simple. We chained, we're skipping 1, 2, 3, we're going to double crochet in the 4th. And again, every designer is going to express this differently, but for me, I would say something like work behind stitch just made and double crochet in the 3rd skipped stitch. So we're going to look at this and we have 1, 2, 3 skipped stitches. So we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, and there we go. You can see it's the exact same thing as that first double crochet. We just added a tiny bit of lace. Now you can also have patterns where you're crossing more than one stitch. So this is the With a Twist shawl, and you can see how I crossed 2 stitches. It's a 2x2. In that case, we might have something that says skip the next 2 stitches, DC in each of the next 2 stitches. So we're going to do 1 and 2. Work behind the DC just made and DC in each of the skipped 2 stitches. So we've got 1 and 2 skipped stitches. I'm going to work behind, double crochet in the first one, double crochet in the second one. And we've created that 2x2 twist where we've got 2 stitches. You can do this with any number of stitches. I could do a 3x3. Some of the more complex patterns can do a 6x6. If you're new to cross stitches and you're having a hard time seeing where to work, stitch markers can be really helpful. So in this case, I'm going to mark the first stitch. I'm going to mark the second stitch. And then when I'm working behind, instead of having to figure out where to work, I see exactly which loops I'm working into. If it was something like the lace, I would have done chain 2, skip 1, 2, 3, double crochet in the next stitch. Now the pattern would tell me to double crochet in the 3rd skipped stitch. I would do 1, 2, 3, mark that 3rd stitch, so that when I look at the back, I don't have to count, I can just know that that's exactly where I work. This can also be worked with triple crochet or half double crochet or any other crochet stitch. So if you were going to work a triple crochet, we would do yarn over 1, yarn over 2, skip the next stitch, work into the next stitch, work behind the stitch just made, and triple crochet in that skipped stitch. And it's the exact same as what we had before, it's just a triple crochet instead of a double crochet. And there we go.